If you grew up in a toxic family, you learned rules you never agreed to. Rules you still follow without realizing it. Rules like, don't upset anyone, don't need anything, don't take up space, don't tell the truth. If you broke any of those rules, you paid for it. So stop pretending this stuff stays in childhood. It shows up in your relationships, your work, your reactions, even how you see yourself. These are the 5 hidden toxic family rules that still control you, whether you like it or not. You were the kid holding everything together while the adults fell apart. You learned early that if you had feelings, things got worse. But if they had feelings, you had to drop everything to deal with it. You came home upset about something at school. Instead of listening, your mum said she was already stressed and couldn't deal with it. So you comforted her. You said sorry. You backed down. You made her feel better while your own pain went ignored. Fast forward to adulthood. The slightest tension and your chest tightens. Your brain scans for what you did wrong. You apologise when you're wrong. You apologise when you're not wrong. You fix things that were never yours to fix. You don't just help, you throw yourself into calming everyone down because you remember exactly what happened in that house when you didn't. That's not anxiety. That's your body remembering what happened whenever you showed emotion in that house. Growing up, you weren't loved for who you were loved for what you did. Praise came when you were responsible, independent, helpful, strong, low maintenance. That's not love. That's working for approval. As an adult, you overfunction in relationships. You give too much because you fear being too much. You put your needs last because you think they threaten your place. At work, you take on other people's tasks. You stay late. You stay quiet. You take hits that aren't yours because you were trained to earn your spot instead of knowing you already had one. You don't walk into a room thinking you belong there. You walk in hoping you are useful enough that no one kicks you out. That's not selflessness. That's the conditioning of someone who was rewarded for being useful, not for being a child. In your family, having needs wasn't safe or tolerated. Think back. You asked for help and got an eye roll. You needed comfort and were told to stop being dramatic. You didn't understand something and got the "how don't you know that" stare. You learned fast. Your needs annoyed people. Your needs created work for them. Your needs were too much. So you adapted. You took up as little space as possible. You stopped asking for anything. You handled everything alone because the alternative felt dangerous. As an adult, you apologise for asking basic questions. You don't speak up until you're already drowning, sometimes not even then. You minimise your pain. You pretend you're fine because you don't want to inconvenience anyone. Your needs never made you a burden. The adults around you simply didn't have the capacity to do their job. Maybe you were naturally good at things, smart, creative, quick to learn. Instead of cheering you on, someone in that house got jealous or insecure. You did well at school and heard, "Don't get a big head," or "Look who thinks they're better than everyone." You learned fast. If you shine too bright, someone pays for it, and the person who pays is usually you. So you dimmed your own light. You played yourself down. You toned down your excitement. You acted unsure so other people wouldn't lash out. As an adult, you hold back. You downplay your success. You avoid going all in because you don't want to upset the wrong person. You stay in jobs and relationships beneath you because you're still scared of the fallout that comes with growing. This isn't humility. This is what happens when you were punished for outgrowing the people who were supposed to raise you. Now, this is the rule that destroys people quietly. Anything real, messy, or painful, you were told to hide. Maybe there was yelling, maybe there was violence, addiction, emotional abuse, favoritism, chaos. You knew something was wrong, but regardless, the message was crystal clear. We don't talk about that. Family business stays in the family. What would people think? So you lied for the family. You covered for people who hurt you. You smiled in photos you didn't want to be in. You protected the family's reputation while your own reality collapsed. It taught you that truth is dangerous. Now, as an adult, you second-guess everything. You minimize what you went through. You protect other people's reputations even when they don't deserve it. You keep secrets that aren't yours because you were trained to. Abusers win when the family stays quiet. In houses like this, speaking up was treated as a bigger crime than the abuse itself. If any of these rules hit home, it's because you don't just grow out of it. You're still reacting to a childhood you were never allowed to name. You're not broken. You learned exactly what you needed to survive in a house that punished honesty, needs, and individuality. You were raised by people who only liked you when you made their life easier. The compliant version of you, the version that wasn't a threat to anyone. Those rules kept you alive as a child. As an adult, they're the reason you feel trapped. You don't have to keep following them. They never protected you. They protected the people who taught them. If one of these rules sounds like your entire childhood, tell me which one in the comments below. And if you want more content that exposes how family, social, and collective systems shape us, subscribe, because I'm only getting started.